Is it too late for me to have a beautiful life? Well, hello, folks. Um, Come on in, sit down, and rest a spell. That's what I like to say. I enjoy it when you come to visit me. And no, when you're older, it might be a little bit harder to reach that goal you have that when or the goals you had when you was younger, but it's not too late. And you do have to decide what you think is beautiful. So I'm a little bit worn out because this is the third time I've recorded this video, and I may not be as spunky as I was the first time or even the second time. But for some reason, when I recorded this video, it didn't take. And I've already done a test and it worked, and I'm going to do another test to see if it works. So you just hold on right back there. I'm going to make sure, because I've lost confidence in my software. Okay, so I tested it again and it's working. So I am going to talk about today is too late to make my life beautiful, because I'll be honest about it. There's been a few times in my life over the past 5 or 6 years that I felt like my time and my season was over and it was done. And I was never going to see any beauty or see any happiness again. Because there's always sorrow and there's always grief and there's always things to be sad about. But our lives are never perfect or peachy, but they can be beautiful nonetheless. And there's another little thing I wanted to share with you today. So, some of the products that I use, because I like to use old fashioned stuff, and I don't have a bit of makeup on today. And like I said, I've done this video twice, and you're going to know why here in a few minutes, but I've just about worn my face out trying to share these products. So, like, first of all, I use Noxzema to wash my face. It smells of eucalyptus and it's a very old product and it's non-greasy. So you could actually like just use this like cream if you got a little, if you've got a little, like, say your cheeks are chapped from being out in the wind or something. You can actually just rub it on because you don't have to wash it off. But I like to use it because it's a little mentholy and it's a little minty from the eucalyptus, and I like it. And it's really inexpensive. I think maybe for this big old huge jar, it's like $5 or something. Now, my mommy used to use Pond's cold cream, but it was the pink kind, but it was real greasy. And I like to use oils on my face, but it was just super greasy. But I found out that this what's it called? Pond's Crema S. Let me see it. I'll have um it's not greasy. And it smells real good. And I like to use it on my face a little bit. I like to use old products. I go in Walmart and I see all this stuff and I don't even recognize what it is. It just don't feel right to me. I say I got cream on my glasses. Another thing I do is I buy these packages of wipes, and because I like to keep things sanitized, when you got pets around and all kinds of stuff going on, and everything, I like to sanitize things, and I squirt alcohol down in them. Now you gotta be careful because you don't want to put alcohol on everything, but you can mark them that you put alcohol in it, and it makes like a sanitizing wipe. It does real good cleaning your glasses too. So that's another thing I do. And thirdly, I use Jergens face cream. It's an old product, and I like it because it's pink and it's girly, and it's also pink. The cream itself is pink. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a lot darker pink. It's more like the color of the lid, It's real pink and it's girly. And it smells real good. You could, it reminds me of the old-fashioned perfumes. Now, not the old-fashioned perfumes that have gone rancid. Have you ever picked up a bottle of old perfume and tried it out, and it's about 10 years old and it smells horrendous? It smells really, really bad. But it smelled good when it's new. So, ladies, if you are really old, you need to go through your perfumes and make sure that you get rid of all the ones that's 10 years old, because they're not going to smell like they did when they was new. But this one's got this Jergens face cream. I like the hand cream too. It don't have a perfumey smell. It's almonds and cherries, and I really like it too for hand lotion. But I like to use old products. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share. We're going to talk about, is it too late to have beauty in your life? Well, don't just never fear. We're going to talk about that. But I'm going to share these things because I use these things on my face, and some of you might wonder what I use. But I bought this organic castor oil, and it's for hair and skin. So I got this in the pharmacy at Walmart, and it's just like $4 or something. All the stuff's real cheap. And you do have to be careful whenever you're using products. You should test them out on your forearm here a little bit where the skin's tender, and make sure that you're not allergic to it, because my son-in-law is allergic to castor oil, and you don't want to get sick for nothing or get a rash or nothing. Now, this is, they say it's like nature's facelift Botox. It soaks into your skin, and it makes your skin absorb moisture, and it's really good for your skin. I'm a little pinker than usual because, like I said, I made this video 3 times and I've just nearly rubbed the skin off. But yeah, it's castor oil. Now, this stuff is so thick, it's like rubbing honey on your face. So you need what they call a carrier oil, but I don't want to just put, vegetable oil or something in it. So I try to use something that's good for your skin. Now, I bought these off Amazon. This is jojoba oil. And the next one, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is rosehip oil. Now, these aren't like essential oils. They don't have a scent to them so much. But they're made from the rosehip, and they're made from whatever jojoba is. But both of them are really good for your skin. I'm going to try to look at the camera a little better because I have a tendency not to look at it. So I've got my jojoba, my rosehip, and my castor oil. So now, I don't know which one it was that it come with, but I got this with, I think it might have been the rosehip or whatever, but I got this, maybe it was I got a pack of these glass bottles to mix my oils in. Maybe it come with that, but I got this little dinky, teeny tiny funnel, which is the cutest little thing ever was. I love this little thing. It is so cute. Anyways, so I'm going to put this screen down, or this camera down, so that you can see what I do when I'm mixing them. Now, let me just turn this down, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Now, I take my bottle that I like to mix my oils in. I'm going to lay this dropper over to the side. I can use these alcohol wipes later to clean up, because they're like, and I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to put my little dinky funnel. Beauty is in a lot of different things, and I find that doing little things like this is fun, and it adds beauty to my life. But I'm gonna, if you can see, I'm gonna put something about the size of a silver dollar. We don't ever see those no more, silver dollars. I didn't fill it full, but if you can see what I'm doing, I'm gonna pour that in there. You're supposed to put equal parts of each one. So that is the castor oil, and then the jojoba oil I have squirted in, so I'm going to squirt that in. I guess that's about enough. And I'm going to pour that in. And then I got to open this bottle of rosehip oil. And it's got a little eyedropper in it itself. So I'm going to fill that eyedropper. I don't know how many it'll take. That's 2, 3, 4, and it's going to last a long time, because a whole dropper full will do your whole face and neck, and probably your arms and your hands too. So I'm going to pour that down in here, just like that. Ooh, I think I might have overflowed my bottle. Now what am I going to do? I guess I get me another bottle, huh? That's just a little bit of an oversight on my part. Well, like I said, I've done this thing like 3 times. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to suck some of this out. I'm having a chemistry lesson going wrong here. Okay, so let's just take this off of here. I'm going to take some out and put it in this other bottle. I don't know. I don't think it did fill up. Let me see if I can see how. No, it never filled up. It must have just backlogged a little bit, you know, like you get. Oh, excuse the racket. I got a cat that gets, it probably just hadn't run through good. Let me put just another squirt or 2 of this rosehip oil in it. I didn't do this very good, did I? Anyway, I got a cat that gets up and likes to get up in the window and torment the people's dogs in the backyard. But these people got 12 dogs. I'm not kidding. They got 12 dogs. And they come out of that house like a pack of hyenas sometimes, but they see my cat sitting up in the anyway, what you want is equal parts of the 3. They see my cat sitting up in the window and like to have fits, and they jump on the wall and everything now. So yeah, so when you get equal parts of each oil, then you kind of do a swishy. I don't like to shake it. I don't do this on account of I don't like to stir the oils up too much. I just swish it back and forth. And then you can go back and with your alcohol wipes if you want to. I like doing stuff like this. But then you can go back and you can clean up your bottles a little bit. You know, everything gets a little bit oily and greasy. And clean up my jojoba a little bit. And clean up my castor oil a little bit. Clean everything up a little bit. Clean up my little funnel a little bit and get the oil off of it. Now, I've already put this oil on my face twice today because this is the 3rd time I've done this video and it's failed. So I'm just going to go ahead and wipe my spoon out. You might have like a regular measuring set of spoons, and you can use whatever measurement you want. You could use a tablespoon, teaspoon, whatever. I didn't have a set of spoons, so I used that one. But this gives you your little bottle of oil. Now, if I was going to do this one more time, which I'm going to represent that I did it, but I'm not going to do it, I would get out a whole dropper like this, and I'd put it in the palm of my hand like that, and then I would start distributing it into my fingertips. So I'd go like this, and I would start rubbing my fingers. So that's how I mix my oils. And when you get them distributed into your hand, you want to rub it all over your face, just a little light coat all over your face. And then you start rubbing and massaging. And your face needs to be rubbed. You know, your face needs to be touched and it needs to be rubbed. Now, you can rub those oils in. And I do a few facial exercises. I don't go into a lot of it, but I'll put my fingers over my eyebrows like that and kind of push down, and then I make my eyes. I'm making funny faces right now. So if your kids see this, they're going to laugh at this old woman. Anyway, and then sometimes I push up on my eyes, and then you push up here, and then you close your eyes, and you can feel the resistance. And that'll tighten things up right in here a little bit. And then you can just do a real tight face and be like, and when you do that, you can feel the muscles up on top of your head pulling. So it'll pull your face up a little bit. And then, but a lot of times I've had these really deep lines right here, and I've been working on them. They're a little bit better. Because I got really saggy and really poochy right here. But they have been getting better. But a lot of times people think that when you get wrinkles, it's just in your skin. And, you know, your skin can get dry and it can get crackly and stuff, and that's true. But wrinkles a lot of times are caused because the muscles under the skin are too tight. And that's actually what Botox does. So if you get shots in your face, that Botox goes in there and releases and relaxes those muscles, and it makes them quit pulling on the face in untoward ways. So, but if you feel of your face, and my skin is stretchy, I'm like Mrs. Incredible. I just can stretch all over the place because I don't have good collagen. But if you feel of your face, you can feel muscles that are sore. And if those muscles are sore, they're probably too tight and they're probably pulling your skin. So I go through and I find them, and I just massage them out. Now you can go on YouTube and you can find people that all their videos are facial exercises or facial aerobics, and some of them do facial massage, and it helps you loosen those muscles up in your face, just, you know, and like that. So you can also, like, you got sinuses, so you can pull all that fluid out of your face and around your eyes, you know, by doing this. But it helps your face to get that rub, and I've done it so much today, my face looks like I'm sunburned. But anyway, after all that, that is something I do that makes me feel like I'm adding beauty to my life. I also listen to ambience YouTube videos. I love the one where it's like roses in the rain, and it's just like a rose garden, and the rain's just pouring, and it's just pouring, and it's dripping on them roses and everything. And there's lots of things that I love that triggers that beauty, that nostalgia. And you're not really even, if you may be able to jump in the car and go buy these oils and different things and get out shopping and stuff, and you may enjoy that. You might just be, you know, not really able to motivate that much, but you can have other people buy little things for you that you like, little creams or whatever. If you a little old lady sitting in a rocking chair right now, You can find somebody, if you like makeup, you get you a little makeup and put it on because it'll make you happy. If you're a younger woman and you like retro stuff or you like vintage stuff, go to the store and check out some of this old-fashioned stuff and see if you like it. Sometimes you have to experiment a little bit, but it is not too late to make a beautiful life. And you know, old people used to say beauty is as beauty does. And it took me a long time to get a hold of that. Can't say I'm a beautiful person now, but you know, being nice and kind and considerate of other people's feelings is so important. And we should start practicing those beautiful habits when we're young. So if we want to be beautiful, we need to try to be beautiful. And you can be like Tweety Bird's mother, or you can be like one of them poor old women that I used to take care of in the nursing home, because I've been a caregiver a lot. She was just, I hate to say this about her, but she was so mean. And I'd walk in the door and I'd try not to wake her up, and I'd make sure she was okay, and I'd check on her and everything, but she'd just about turn around and look at you and growl. I was scared of her. And I had a saying come to me, I heard one time, and it says, if you're a young woman and you want to be a beautiful old woman, you find one that you can admire and you start working on her today. You start working on becoming that beautiful old woman. But being kind and considerate is a good thing. And we always have to fight sadness. We've also all faced tragedy and sorrow in life and hurtful things. Maybe you was bullied as a kid or something. But don't let that govern who you are today. Try to find sweetness in your life. And I've quoted it so much it's got old, but in the Bible it talks about the fruits of the Spirit. And I'm not a spiritual teacher or anything, but I love this passage because it talks about love, joy, peace, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. And those are just beautiful words to me. So I wanted to share this with you, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm so glad that you come by to visit me today, because I really do enjoy your company. And I don't want you to stay away a long time. Eventually I'm going to get to the point where I do these little videos every day, because maybe there's somebody out there that needs somebody to talk to them. So you come back now and visit again real soon, and find beauty in your life today. I promise you, it's not too late. Bye-bye. I wanted to do this little introduction to the song I'm going to play at the end of this video. This is a song that I wrote, and it's about my grandmother, Amy Florence Perkins. She was raised in Pine Knot, Kentucky, and she was one of the sweetest people and the most beautiful people I ever met in my life. And I wrote this song in honor of her, and it's called Aunt Amy.
Born in 1889 in Pine Knot, Kentucky sand. Her blood ran English blue, but she wore no crown that day. Just calico apron and a gaze that would not bend, like she carried a kingdom quiet right there beneath her skin. 11 babies came to call, she bore them brave and strong, and she gave each one a name and prayed the Lord would save their soul. And Amy, stay a while, and Amy, bless this child. The monarch lived in her soul, though she was never told. And Amy, stay a while, and Amy, bless this child. She was royal in the heart, sweetness from the start. An acre full of beans and corn, tomatoes red as July. jars in a cellar row, stacked up neat and high. She knew the leaves that eased the fever, knew the roots that calmed the pain. The women in the country sent for her time and time again. The fathers came, tapped her gate, saying, "Aunt Amy, it is time." Then she'd stay with that new mother 3 long days and through the night. Aunt Amy, stay a while. Aunt Amy, bless this child. The monarch lived in her soul, though she was never told. Aunt Amy, stay a while. Aunt Amy, bless this child. She was royal in the heart and sweetness from the start. At the one-room schoolhouse down the road, a drunk man scared the kids. She took a stick, went down that road, and chased him off again. No fear in her, no wasted words, just fire in her soul. And everyone that knew her said she was made of gold. By firelight she read the word, let the pages hold her close, then sang them old hymns in bed like a letter to the Lord. And when the house grew soft and still, you could hear that gentle tune, as if heaven leaned right near her and tucked her in too soon. Aunt Amy, stay a while. Aunt Amy, bless this child. The monarch lived in her soul, though she was never told. Aunt Amy, stay a while. Aunt Amy, bless this child. She was royal in the heart and sweetness from the start. Born in 1889, still she lights the way I see. Grandchildren love her still, and Grandma Amy lives in me.